Hey guys, and welcome to Taylor Tech. So, it's been a while, and yeah, we need to talk about that. So, as you may or may not have noticed, depending on how closely you follow the channel, it's been about 6 months since I posted a video, other than like a one-off live stream. And there's a reason for that, which I'm going to go over here shortly. But first, I want to apologize to the people who've supported me for not putting out as much content and not being as active in responding to comments and questions in the videos. I actually feel really crappy about that because I love the interactions that we have, and the fact that I kind of fell down on that makes me feel like I let you down. So if you feel like I let you down, feel free to sound off in the comments at me. I'll do my best to make it up going forward. As to the reason for my unexplained and unannounced absence, I found that I was recently going through some needed career changes. Not that I was in a bad or an unstable employment position with my previous employer, but there was a lot of uncertainty in the group that I was in, and a lot of things were changing, and I didn't know that I wanted to be a part of that organization anymore. And even though it was a very large company that I was with previously, there was not really much opportunity for moving internally at that time because the company had just gone through a massive merger. So because of that, I ended up looking externally. And I've got this thing, anytime I'm looking at career changes, I never try to move laterally if I can possibly help it. In my mind, the most important resource you have is your time, and if you're moving laterally, I feel like you're wasting time because you're not going to move up in a new organization until you've established yourself, usually, and you just finished establishing yourself somewhere else. So if you move laterally, you've lost time because now you have to reestablish yourself. Whereas if you can move up with a new job, it's the same as if you had moved up internally at the other organization. So I always try and move up when I'm looking for a new job. And that kind of brings me to what I teased in the title of this video, that YouTube got me a new job. And it wasn't really so much that YouTube got me a job, but rather the thing that I am doing on my channel got me a job, so to speak. So a lot of my content over the last year and a half or so has been related to home labbing, to building up enterprise-like IT infrastructure at home. And I talked several times about how that's always a learning process, and I enjoy the learning aspect of it. And so this time when I was applying to places, I updated my resume and I put my home lab on it. I listed out the equipment that I used, the software stack that I used, and wasn't shy about it. I also put some other personal projects that I had done that were code related on there that I hadn't previously put on resumes, and I was actually surprised at the response. I got a very positive response from everyone I talked to about it. I only really did 3 interviews this time. Usually I find that you end up doing first round interviews with like 5 or 6 places, depending on how much you apply. And then, those second round or in third, if they want a third, end up being less frequent. But in all cases, when it was brought up, it was always a very positive thing from the other side of the table, from the people seeking to employ me, because they were really excited about the fact that I proactively learn on my own. I don't have to be pushed to go figure something out or to go learn something. I like the puzzles, I like the problems, I like figuring them out on my own and learning new skills and learning new technologies. And that was something that they don't see in a lot of candidates, apparently. A lot of people just kind of want to do their thing. They're a SQL Server developer, and that's what they do, and that's what I was doing previously. But I expressed an interest in database administration as well as development. I expressed an interest in learning things outside of the Microsoft stack, and so that's how I landed a job as a Maria DBA in a shop that is primarily a Unix and Linux shop. So we've talked about how I'm not a Linux guy previously. Well, I'm a Linux guy now, guys. And Yeah, it's been a tough transition, and that's why I really haven't been doing much with the channel. First, I was focusing on finding a job, and then I was focusing on spinning up at this new job. Um, but I've kind of gotten to a point now where I'm much more comfortable in my new position, and I feel more at ease with it, and I'm not feeling like I have to come home and research crap all night long and catch up so that I am ready for work the next day. I'm to a point where I've started to turn that corner just a little bit. I'm back, and I'm going to be doing more things here on the channel. One thing that will be a little bit different going forward, I've previously mentioned I don't like doing, I don't really do any of the database stuff, even though that's kind of my wheelhouse, because it is my core competency and I'm here to learn. Since I am in a new database stack in a new environment, I'm finding that there are a lot of things that I don't know. So you may see more database related content on this channel going forward. I'm not going to promise that. I've thought of some things I can do with my home lab that are database related. One of them was to, using MariaDB, since that's what I'm going to be using going forward, try and consolidate databases from different applications. Like I think Plex has a MySQL or MariaDB database behind it, and a web server that's running, I don't know, something. I haven't decided yet, and maybe Zabbix, and consolidate all the databases into one database, which is a Galera cluster that's clustered across two hosts, so that I have redundancy there. Doing something like that would be really cool, and kind of like much higher level than like select crap from stuff, type database work, which is not, unfortunately, not interesting to me if that's what you're looking for. You'll notice is I do more things in the command line on the channel. I'm much better at typing. I'm much better and more comfortable with the command line. It's funny, even spending more time in the Linux world on the command line, I found that as I come back and do projects at home, I'm more apt to use PowerShell and to script things out that way instead of just trying to do it all through a GUI, which has kind of been my modus operandi before, because that's what I was used to. Now that I'm getting used to the command line, I see the power of it, and I'm starting to use it more even on my own, not just professionally, which is kind of cool, for me at least. So before this video gets kind of long and rambly, I just want to give you a quick kind of idea of what's going to be happening with the channel going forward and some of the content you can expect to see. I already mentioned the Galera database cluster that I'd like to set up. I'm also going to be doing a few more hardware things, especially on the networking side, going forward, because I've still got this kind of weird hybrid network where pfSense is kind of bridging my media gap between SFP and RJ45 stuff, because I don't have a single switch that has both. So I kind of have this like disjointed network still, where I've got two actual networks that I'm trying to make work together, and still have a lot of headaches from that. So you're going to be seeing me updating the network, simplifying things. I plan on upgrading the FreeNAS box here very shortly. I've actually got a server on the way for that. You're going to be seeing some Cisco UCS stuff, because I still think that Cisco UCS is fascinating and all of the things that you can do with it. I've already got a few certain UCS servers sitting back there that I'm trying to get working. One's working, the other one I think might be bricked. I'm not exactly sure. It turns on and it works as a standalone, but it won't work in a UCS environment. Also, I'm going to be trying to get a mesh network set up for Wi-Fi. Wife and I have been talking, and we're just not really happy with the Wi-Fi coverage in the house. I've got this one, like Linksys N900. I've got this one Linksys N900 Wi-Fi router combo thing back there that just does not give coverage on our house very well. So I've got one Ubiquiti WAP that I'm going to be setting up, and I want to get two more at least and do like a true mesh network in the house. So we'll be going through those things. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be really cool, and I hope that y'all will come along with me on that journey. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're excited that I am back. I'm really excited to be back. Again, there's going to be more cool content coming. I'm going to start pounding it back out again. I really appreciate all the support that y'all guys do give me, and I really do appreciate all the interactions that we have. Again, I apologize for the people whose comments I haven't replied to. I'm going to try and get to that backlog here this week. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.